Jesus' temptation in the wilderness, and Satan says, just bow down to me and I'll give you the kingdoms. I know what you want. You want to take back the all these peoples of the world and you want to reclaim them. Just bow down to me and I'll give them to you because I have the power to give the kingdoms to whomever I please. Jesus doesn't deny that. He doesn't correct it. In fact, in John's gospel, he refers to Satan as the god of this world, I think 3 or 4 times. And so, and it comes up again. Paul talks about the powers and the principalities and how our weapons are not against physical people, physical beings, but these spiritual powers. Our weapons are not carnal, but they're spiritual. And then you get to Revelation, and I think John really just puts it on the line because he says he presents Satan as the seven-headed dragon with seven crowns on his head, which suggests ultimate authority, basically all powerful, right? And then he creates the beast, which many scholars would understand to be the Roman Empire, that he empowers the beast and brings him about. And the beast also has seven heads and it also has seven crowns. And so it's sort of a mirror image of the thing that's behind him. And so there's this idea that behind the state are these spiritual powers that are behind the scenes. Now, I think you talked about kind of Eden. There are some scholars who would say, well, how is it that these powers get this authority? Some would say, well, we gave it up because we were supposed to reign with God and we gave it up to Satan. And so Satan now has that sort of power that we were supposed to have. And so the gospel is sort of about dethroning Satan and getting us back to be where we're supposed to be. Now, we're not all there yet, which is why Christian nationalists are jumping the shark a bit. They're getting a little ahead of themselves.
Yeah.
And they also, I think, have a misunderstanding of what that co-reigning looks like. They make the same mistake that John and Andrew did when they went to Jesus and said, "We want to be on your sides, both on your side when you come in your kingdom. We want to sit on your left and your right." And he says, "You don't understand. You want to rule like the pagans do it. You don't get it." It's like, and then so it's not for me to give that. And then of course he's enthroned on the cross, and who's on his left and his right? It's the two criminals. And so it's through service and through sacrifice that we reign with God. And so there's two things that the Christian nationalists just totally miss. They miss what real power looks like in the kingdom of God, and they miss that Satan is still at work. There are still these spiritual forces that are at work.